So we are now into 2025, and it's clear that Amazon fulfillment fees are about to possibly undergo some changes. This is the kind of time of year that they announce this. So if you're an existing brand and seller on the platform, or your brand is thinking of joining the platform, this is a quick dive into what you need to know about what will change and what won't change so that you can stay informed on the latest with Amazon. Okay, let's start with the bad news first. So meaning that you are going to need to pay more in these areas than you were last year. So starting January 15th, 2025, multi-channel fulfillment, those fees are actually going to increase by about 3.5%. And that increase, they say, is smaller than kind of the almost 6% increase that is announced by some other carriers, but it's relatively manageable. But it is something to be aware of, because if you are using Amazon to fulfill off of Amazon orders, that would affect you. And the good thing about this, though, is as a result of this increase, you are actually getting a faster 3-day shipping fee. So that is going to be, like I said, an extra cost, but it could be one that's worth it if you want to use Amazon's fast fulfillment services. Likewise, if you are using Buy with Prime, which is different than fulfilled by Amazon, this is when you're using it off of Amazon, like on your website, and you're leveraging Amazon's shipping there, you'll be happy to know that there are not going to be any increases in that FBA service fee there. So for a lot of actually fulfillment fees, like large standard size units, the bulkier ones also, I'm going to share more about that later, because those are actually going to decrease. So additionally, you're also going to have the 1 to 2 day delivery that's going to continue at rates that normally you would have to pay for about the same amount for a 3 to 5 day delivery option. So that is good when you think about Buy with Prime, how that could be advantageous. So if you're looking for something for your website to fulfill orders a little bit faster, that is something to be aware of. And make sure to like and subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with everything Amazon. Okay, now let's take a little deeper dive into the specific fee changes and what they're going to mean for you. So there's something in the inbound placement service fees for bulky size products. Those are actually going to decrease by 58 cents per unit. So if you have like the minimal shipment splits, so that is something that is great. Most brands, if you're thinking about like your product size, most brands aren't at that size tier, but that is something. And good news, if you are in that bulkier size category for how big your product is, basically, that is something that could be a good advantage for you. Also, if you are launching new products, because there's an important change regarding, there's like that new parent ASIN fee waiver that they call it. So if you have shipments that you create between December 1st of 2024 and March 31st, 2025, you're actually going to get a waiver for those inbound placement service fees on new parent ASINs up to the first 100 units. So that is a great opportunity to add a new selection to your store while also reducing costs that are associated for inbound placements, which is another fee that you typically pay. Now, if you want to learn more about the incentives for a brand new to Amazon's platform, make sure to watch this video here, because I go more in depth there on all the different incentives, which go up to like 50,000 in incentives. Now, let's get to some good news, because I shared some fee increases already, and a lot of you might be wondering what's happening for 2025. Well, there's actually good news, because there is something that's called a peak holiday season where there's an increase in Amazon fees, but starting January 15th, 2025, those fees are actually going to go back down to non-peak fees. And not only that, they're actually going to stay the same as the fees were for last year in 2024, which is great. That means that there's not going to be an increase in fees as of right now. Now, 2024, I did a whole video on this last year, but there was a lot of increases in fees, a lot of new things that Amazon started charging for. But Amazon so far has assured us that there won't be those fee increases like we saw last year. So that is great news for things like your profit margins. Now, if you're still trying to plan your marketing strategy in 2025 for Amazon, and that's something you're thinking about, make sure to watch this next video here to make sure that you're getting the most out of sales.